Welcome one and all to the second match day in the AFC Champions League Elite 2025-2026. It's the league stage and we're at the Seoul World Cup Stadium as FC Seoul of the Republic of Korea meet Thailand's Buriram United. This is the story so far. A win for the visitors at home to Johor Darul Ta'zim in the Southeast Asian derby on match day 1. They came from a goal down to win 2-1. FC Seoul went to matchday in Japan and drew 1-1. A long way still to go and a marvellous venue in which to enjoy this fixture. The Seoul World Cup Stadium opened in 2001. It hosted the semi-final of the FIFA World Cup 2002. That was a 1-0 win for Germany over the Republic of Korea, bringing to a close their extraordinary run that took them to the last four for the first time ever. It's also hosted the AFC Champions League final in years gone by. It's one of the great football stadia of the world. We're in the Mapo district of Seoul, the west of the city, on the northern bank of the Han River. The supporters of FC Seoul, the Suhoshin, the guardian deity that turns up to watch the dark red warriors, hoping that they will be victorious and silence the Thunder Castle of Buriram United. But this is a team that is winning match after match after match after match. Dominant domestically, confident on the road. Buriram United will be a tough challenge. Their coaching staff have talked about the need to stay focused, not to take wins for granted, which can be difficult when you are winning so many matches. This is a team that aspires to be the strongest in Asia. It's their 13th time in the AFC Champions League in all of its forms, but they're taking on the two-time runners-up. And in this, the fifth meeting, Buriram United will be hoping for their first ever win over FC Seoul. Much has changed since the first four encounters. The last was 2016. They will hope, the Thai team, that a lot has changed. A huge amount, because they lost 6-0 in one of those meetings in 2016. They also lost 2-1. The first two matches in 2013 were draws, 0-0 and 2-2. The data is there to be enjoyed, ignored, whatever you wish, because it's about now, it's about today. It's a totally new crop of players. And what a setting against the beautiful backdrop of the mountains and the skyscrapers of one of the world's great cities. 10 million inhabit Seoul. A huge sporting city, a huge cultural city, and a huge competition to enjoy. Wonderful to have your company wherever you are watching the action from. Both of these nations are gearing up for public holidays. Chuseok, the Thanksgiving Day, is on Monday of next week in the Republic of Korea. A week after that, the Great Memorial Day will be celebrated in Thailand. Will there be a festival atmosphere for one of these two teams? Let us discover as kickoff approaches. Another win for Buriram United, and they will be very happy after two match days. Welcome to the flagship club competition in Asia. Welcome to the AFC Champions League Elite. It's the league stage, the East region, and the beautiful setting of the Seoul World Cup Stadium as FC Seoul of the Republic of Korea host Buriram United of Thailand. FC Seoul were on the road in their first match day. They went to Japan to matchday and drew 1-1. Buriram United won the Southeast Asian derby against Malaysia's Johor Darul Ta'zim by 2-1, having gone a goal down. This is a very important fixture for both of these teams. 8 match days in total in the league stage. 8 of the 12 teams will go through to the next stage of the competition and knockout football. It's too early at this stage to rule anyone out, but it is vital to pick up wins considering the complexity of the task that lies ahead. Tough matches, tough teams. It's got to be, because this is the AFC Champions League Elite. And there is somebody who knows a thing or two about continental football. A UEFA Europa League winner in 2017, captaining FC Seoul. It is, of course, Jesse Lingard. Kenny Dougal is the captain of Buriram United. We are moments away from kickoff. The atmosphere building. The captains lead their teammates down the line. Will they lead them to victory? In goal for the home team is Choi Chul-won, who has mainly been used as a backup in the league. The team comprises a large number of Asian Games gold medalists, including number 18, central defender Jong Tae-uk, on loan from Jeonbuk Hyundai Motors. The captain is number 10, Jesse Lingard, an Englishman who won the Europa League with Manchester United in 2017. He's yet to score in an AFC competition, but has found the net several times in UEFA equivalent tournaments. In reserve for FC Seoul is number 27, Moon Song-min, who has played well since joining the club at the start of the season. Abdulrahman Al Jassim of Qatar has stewardship over this contest. One of his first major international assignments was the Under-20 FIFA World Cup in this country in 2017. He's gone on to officiate at the Senior World Cup in his home country a few years ago. Very gentle, calm atmosphere. Let's see if that lasts. Keeping goal for the visitors is Neil Etheridge, who played excellently in the Southeast Asian derby on match day 1. The captain is number 16, centre-back Kenny Dougal, who scored his first goal for the club 3 days ago. It's a very similar starting 11 from the win over Johor Darul Ta'zim, but one difference is the appearance of Supachai Chaided, who wears number 9. The 26-year-old has won 15 trophies with Buriram United and has 3 goals in the league this season. On the bench for the side team is number 99, Faisal Mulic, who scored twice in the recent 4-1 win at Ayutthaya United in the league. Certainly a sense that the home team are the favourites, but also a sense that there is a confident and creative Buriram United visiting. That gentleman has played a part in the creativity in recent weeks. Robert Julia, who wears number 32, his brother Peter wears 44, and Robert Julia was instrumental in the 2-1 win over Johor Darul Ta'zim. Yet to score in in AFC competition, but he hasn't had much chance to do it, just the one game so far. Nearly 50 appearances in UEFA competitions, though, for Jesse Lingard. Welcome one and all, great to have your company. The setting is this Seoul World Cup Stadium and the AFC Champions League Elite League Stage East Region. In possession, Buriram United of Thailand, who are visiting the Republic of Korea and the home of FC Seoul. This is match day number 2 in the league stage East Region. Buriram United on maximum points after the first fixture. They beat Johor Darul Tazim of Malaysia, despite going a goal down in a thoroughly entertaining Southeast Asian derby. FC Seoul drew 1-1 in Japan to matchday Zelvia. After this, still 6 fixtures to come in the league stage. Salasak Haipakon wears number 2 for Buriram United. Giving chase is Supachai Chaided, but offside. He's one of the changes made by the head coach. Kim Gi-dong is in charge. The FC Seoul head coach, Champions League winner as a player in 2009. Played over 400 times for a few different clubs in the Republic of Korea over a 20-year period. Number 4 for Buriram United is Robert Bauer, the German centre-back who has just recently joined the club after leaving Neftchi Baku in Azerbaijan. Osmar Los, the head coach of Buriram United. Only 8 out of his first 70 matches in charge of the club have ended in defeat. 48 victories. Furthest player forward for FC Seoul for a moment there was Jong Sung-won. Number 77 is Lucas, the Brazilian from São Paulo, who joined the club last year from Marítimo in Funchal in Portugal. And there is Sandy Walsh, the Indonesian international born in Belgium. Came on as a substitute in the first game. Neil Etheridge played particularly well in the win over Johor Darul Tazim. Kenny Dougal played particularly well a few days ago against Ayutthaya United in the league, getting his first goal for the club. Seemed to be a little shove in the back by Guilherme Bissoli. Super noise provided by the supporters of the Dark Red Warriors. The Suhoshin, the guardian deity, as they are colloquially known. And they support a club founded in December of 1983, 41 years ago, as Lucky Gold Star FC. Actually founded in Chungcheong province, further to the south than Seoul. Relocated to Seoul at the end of 1989, but actually had to move out of the city for a period, quite a long period, to Anyang, which is a satellite city of Seoul, about 20 kilometers away. Good effort there by Park Soo-il to keep that in play. But come back off the corner flag, and just for a moment, Guilherme Bissoli looked like he might get the chance to do something with the ball. And he is a very creative and engaging player, Bisoli. Thought he'd scored in the first match day, but it was disallowed. Well, there's a use of the hand that's been indicated by the referee, and much protesting from the FC Seoul players. It certainly will be further scrutinised. Let's have a look back at it. So it's Julia who brings it under control. And it comes off the arm of Park Soo-il. Hence the decision to give the penalty kick. A corner was being indicated very clearly by the assistant referee, who didn't see anything untoward. No surprise that Abdulrahman Al Jassim is going over to have a look at it. Abdullah Ali Al Mari, his fellow countryman, is in charge of the video review system. So this will be looked at again by the 37-year-old. There was astonishment on the faces of the FC Seoul players. Certainly has an extremely clear view of it. The argument made by Park Soo-il will be that his arm was in front of his body and there was little that he could do. And indeed, the decision has been overruled. Great use of the video review system. Well done to Abdullah Ali Al Mari, communicating with Abdulrahman Al Jassim. It did seem really that Park Soo-il could do little to manoeuvre his arm away from the position where the ball struck it. So it will be a corner kick to Buriram United. The corner kick. Forward, Robert Bauer, Curtis Good. Guilherme Bisoli is lurking behind Supachai Chaidit. Can they make something out of it? And it was Robert Bauer who got the contact. Chaidit has scored 3 times in 5 matches in the league this season. Had his lowest scoring season last year for a few years. Still 10 goals in 28 appearances in the Thai top flight. Something of a club legend. He has achieved so much with them. That was a rather risky ball. Goodness me, played straight across the pitch, right in front of the penalty area. It's going to be an FC Seoul ball anyway. The player down is Choi Jun, who is one of a very sizable number of FC Seoul players who have won gold medals at the Asian Games over the last few editions. It is rather out of control, isn't it, from Supachai Chaidit? Foot is very much raised as he comes in. As I was saying just a few moments ago, the home team did have to leave the capital city for a spell around the build-up to the 2002 World Cup. Came back to Seoul in the mid-noughties. And that's when they adopted their current name. There is an Anyang Phoenix club, and they've been able to play in the league against each other in the relocation derby, as it's colloquially known, for the first time this year, with Anyang having been promoted to the top flight of football in the Republic of Korea. 31 is Hwang Do-yeon, had that plucked away from him, but FC Seoul keep possession with Park Song-hoon wearing number 40 at centre-back. He's a player who came up through the youth team. Very different story for Jong Tae-uk, his partner in defence today, who's on loan from Jeonbuk Hyundai Motors. Another Asian Games gold medalist. And what the Republic of Korea desperately want to be able to do is to convert all of those many Asian Games titles to AFC Asian Cup wins, which they haven't managed to do since the 60s. Late challenge by Hwang on Gordon Chausic. Chausic wearing number 23, starting today, having been chiefly used as a substitute in the league. But it is very much the case for Buriram United that they are rather careful with their squad selection, knowing that the league is something that they dominate, and so they can almost have a group of players who are used as substitutes in the league, but who regularly will start these huge AFC Champions League Elite fixtures. Sasalak, opportunity to cross. It wasn't too bad a cross, but it did ask quite a lot of Superchai did. And we are in search of the first significant opportunity. Strong defending physically from Jong Tae-uk. Touch. Now it's with Choi Jun. Tracking back, but not getting there was Jong Sung-won. It's all rather risky from FC Seoul. Guilherme Bissoli was hoping to get a penalty kick, but he was well on his way to ground really before there was any contact made. Feels as though this is such a different Buriram United from the team that has faced FC Seoul on 4 previous occasions, but the last in 2016. So though they are yet to beat the team from the Republic of Korea, they will doubtless feel that they have never had as good a chance as they do today. They are top of the league with 6 out of 6 wins. 18 goals scored, 6 conceded. FC Seoul are 5th in K-League 1, albeit with only 5 points between 3rd place and 5th. Better Julia, 32, just a little younger than brother Robert. From the north of Austria. Born in Wels. Robert Julia signed very recently from Linse ASK in his home country. Petter Julia had already made the move to Asia, left Changchung Yutai to come here. 77 is Lucas. He has drifted in and out of the first team a little lately. 5 appearances without scoring for the Brazilian. come on for the last minute of the recent game with Jeonbuk Hyundai Motors. Curtis Good. Nice looking centre-back partnership, that teaming of Good and Bauer. Physically strong, extremely experienced, the pair of them. And then you've got Kenny Dougal as well, so I mean it is a hugely compelling defence, and one that will be pressurised a lot in the AFC Champions League Elite, but one that might do rather well. Foul committed on Sandy Walsh, or on Petr I should say. Shin Song-hoon, who wears number 11, one of the players from one of those satellite cities that borders Seoul, of which there are so many. He's from Gwangmyeong, has a population of just over 250,000 people. A little bit of a concern early on for Buriram United. Yeah, Sandy Walsh went down far from the ball. Immediately was clearly indicating that he was in a great deal of discomfort, and now there is a decision to be made and consultation going on the Buriram United bench. Change being indicated. Sandy Walsh is going to have to play no further part. That's so unfortunate for Buriram United and for Sandy Walsh, player who joined the club in August. Etheridge gets it clear, can do only that. It's going to be chased down by Park Soo-il, who has just recently finished his military service at Gimcheon Sangmu, the army club who actually finished third in K-League 1 last year, and that's why FC Seoul are in the Champions League Elite despite finishing fourth in the league, because of the ineligibility of the army club to participate in continental competition. So they were effectively moved one place up in the qualification rankings. Jong Tae-uk, winner of the AFC Under-23 Championship in 2020, took place in Thailand. Chong Sung-on felt that he was blocked off. He was the only one who felt it seems. Fouled by the captain, Jesse Lingard. It seems that the substitution is imminent. A shake of the head from an obviously disappointed Sandy Walsh. So recently scored for the Indonesia national team in the 6-0 friendly win over Chinese Taipei. The player coming on is Filip Stojkovic. coming on in the early part of this contest. Filip Stojkovic, the right back who represents the Montenegro national team. Such obvious disappointment, frustration on the face and in the body language of Sandy Walsh, so early on in his career with Buriram United. Yes, that was a little too physical from Jong Tae-uk. Straight into the back of Supachai. If you are just joining the contest, welcome. FC Seoul 0, Buriram United 0. Very little to report to you in terms of action in front of goal. The most notable incident being the unfortunate early injury to Sandy Walsh, replaced by Filip Stojkovic, and the penalty that was not a penalty, initially given for a handball on Park Soo-il, but then quite understandably and quickly overruled after Abdullah Ali Al-Mari communicated to Mr. Al-Jassim, the referee, that decision needed to be changed. Foul on Čaušić. A lot of displeasure from the fans of FC Seoul, who feel that Goran Čaušić was rather making the most of it. Wang Do-yeon, a 22-year-old who spent his whole career at the club and who has made 28 appearances in the league, scoring a goal in his breakthrough season. And they're the gentlemen who had to leave the field of play rather early. Sandy Walsh, who came on as a substitute in the first game against Johor Darul Tazim. This certainly has troubled Goran Čaušić. He's one with plenty of continental experience in Europe, in the UEFA Champions League and Europa League for Red Star in his home city of Belgrade. I think it's very clear that Osmar Loss has enjoyed the contribution that Robert Julia has made to the team since signing. The vision that he has, the creativity. He was so important in the win over Johor Darul Tazim. And an excellent link up with Supana Puenta, who is not part of the team today. Each scored one and provided for the other. And treatment will continue for Goran Čaušić. I think any sense that the FC Seoul fans had that he was rather making something out of nothing has now been pushed to one side. Substitute Stojkovic. Flick on was from Guilherme Bissoli. He's had a very good season in the league, Bissoli. 6 goals in 5 appearances. Stojkovic started the first game. Forward to Lucas. Couldn't get beyond Robert Bauer. Yet to really see great involvement from the captain, Jesse Lingard, who has scored 7 times in 29 appearances in the league this season. A little stronger than his first season, which was impacted by meniscus surgery. Still played very well and is evidently enjoying life a great deal in the Republic of Korea. Now enjoying some space is Sasalak Hypakorn. Was looking for Bisoli. We are over the halfway mark of the first half. FC Seoul 0, Buriram United 0 in the AFC Champions League Elite League Stage East region. Number 8 is Lee Sung-mo. And there is going to be a yellow card shown. After a brief period of disagreement, Lucas accepts his fate. Oh, and that's why. That was not a pleasant challenge. Really scraping down the leg. Choi Jun got that away very effectively. Again, Lucas has been clamped down on very quickly. It will be an FC Seoul ball, but it was good work from Stojkovic. So far, Stojkovic and Bauer are giving a lot of attention to the Brazilian winger, not allowing him the opportunity to get into crossing positions. Lingard tried to touch it back to Park Soo-il. Bisoli trying to shield the ball from Park Song-hoon. Plenty of time and space for Choi Jun to make the right decision. Congratulations to him on making his debut for the senior national team back in June as a late substitute against Iraq. Big moment for the 26-year-old who's played very well this season. He's from Ulsan in the far southeast of the Republic of Korea, the industrial heart of the country. Totally opposite part of the Republic of Korea. Seoul is in the northwest. And it is an absolutely fantastic city, Seoul. There's an opportunity almost out of nowhere for Chon Song-hoon. And the opportunity did not endure. Just played right through the centre, complete miss kick from Dougal. It then rebounded off good. There was a sense of scrambling back by the Buriram United defenders. And they did manage to scramble back in time. A corner kick. Jong Tae-uk has come forward, Park Song-hun likewise. Opportunity from the corner kick and the flick on. Kept in play by Jong Tae-uk. Should be the goalkeeper's ball comfortably, gathered by Etheridge. The 35-year-old from North London, born in Enfield, has played over 80 times for the Philippines national team. Much respected goalkeeper. Here's Sasalak. He wasn't part of the first match day, but has over 30 appearances in continental competition. The ball with Choi Jun, wearing number 16 for FC Seoul, who's had a very interesting positional journey in his footballing career. I mentioned that he was born in Ulsan. He went to Hyundai High School, a feeder school for Ulsan HD. He was a left winger at high school. And then when he went to Yonsei University, he switched to full-back. There's a little frustration, isn't there, in the FC Seoul fan base that they're not being a little more dynamic. But it turned out to be effective, patient play from the home team. And here is the aforementioned Choi Jun from left wing to right back. Can still play in midfield. Hwang Do-yeon is one of the many players in the squad who've come through Ulsan High School, which is very strongly linked with the club. He has spent his whole career with FC Seoul. And there he is. He was at Korea University for a brief spell studying physical education, but only spent a year there. Decided he wanted his education to be more physical and more applied on the football pitch. Still, we wait for the first very clear chance in this match, well beyond the half-an-hour mark. It's all a little on the stuttery side. Can't really be a great deal of argument. Clearly a shove from Robert Julia. Another risky ball, not for the first time from FC Seoul. Here's Peter Julia, but play has been pulled back. Certainly did use his arm to control it. His argument being it bounced off the chest and did little else, but there was a clear brush of the arm. Now, can something be created? Here's Lucas, a good block by Captain Dougal. Sung Mo. Captain Jesse Lingard trying to get a meaningful attacking move started, but the options limited. And it's been, apart from that little moment that saw Chon Sung-hun with a half chance, it's been a very good defensive performance from Buriram United. Right at the moment they give away a completely needless free kick. Olympic silver medalist, Robert Bauer, from the Rio 2016 Games. Played in that extraordinary Germany-Brazil final at the Maracanã. Ended in a victory on penalties for the Brazilians. One often uses the euphemistic phrase that people were dancing in the streets, or would be dancing in the streets when big moments in football happen. That literally was the case at those games when the Brazilians beat Germany, especially in the atmosphere, or after the atmosphere of the semi-final of the World Cup in 2014. Nonetheless, for Robert Bauer, an Olympic silver medal, a phenomenal accomplishment. Chausic, who seems to have recovered from that knock he took early on. Calling for the ball was Robert Julia, who has been limited in terms of what he's been able to accomplish creatively in this first half. Everyone's been limited by what they've been able to accomplish creatively in this first half. But it would not be a surprise to see the second half take on a rather different personality. On the next match day, FC Seoul will go to Shanghai Shenhua on the 22nd of October. Buriram United will also be away. Long journey to Melbourne City the day before. Choi Chul-won. It's a very true connection on the ball. Thumps it clear, but it's with Stojkovic. No, it's not. Sung-mo. He's another of the people born in the satellite cities. Paju, which is very close to Seoul, about an hour by public transport. Lucas, what a nice piece of play! What a great finish from Choi Jun. The player who started his career as a left winger, proving that he can still attack. AFC Seoul 1, Buriram United 0. The first really clear chance. And it's been wonderfully finished. What a great ball, though, from Lucas. They've spent the game, Buriram United, trying to stop him doing exactly this. And they'd succeeded until that very moment. Just eases inside beyond Stojkovic. There's still a lot required of Choi Jun. That is a perfect connection on the ball. That's as good a finish as you'll see from any striker. Calm and poised. He's been so well regarded throughout his career for how much ground he covers. And he ran hard to get into that position. Now, as the whole game opened up, here's Super Chai Chaiden. And he slips. .38th minute goal from Choi Jun. It's changed the atmosphere in the Seoul World Cup Stadium. little piece of creative quality from Lucas. Very influential. But I maintain that he still had a great deal to do to control that ball and to finish it with such authority. It's been a very special few months for Choi Jun, his national team debut. A couple of very good years in the first team. All of this after joining the club last year from Busanai Park, where he spent 3 years. Jong Seung-won. Dong was a very accomplished midfielder, and as I mentioned earlier, a winner of the 2009 edition of the AFC Champions League. Once again, Goran Čaušić down. They will be desperately hoping, the Buriram United staff, that they don't have to lose a second player to injury. Shake of the head from Čaušić. Did look rather painful, and it's another altercation with Hwang Do-yeon. Lots of consternation and discourse with medical staff and coaching staff. It's not long until half-time, so one wonders if they might hope that there'll be proper time to assess and proper time for him to make a decision on whether he's able to continue or not. But for now, a reduction in personnel for Buriram United. Julia. Supachai to Sasalak Hypercorn. Talked about some of the high school backgrounds of the FC Seoul players. Important to mention that Sasalak went to Surasak Monetary School in Bangkok, which is famous for two things: its football team and its marching band. The marching band, who plays a very fine role in supporting the football team, and it feels right to be talking about the great noise that marching bands can produce with the drumming of the FC Seoul supporters. Well, here we go. Two changes to be made. We're going to see Shane Adinama, who will replace Goran Čaušić. And we're also bidding farewell to the gentleman I was just speaking about, Sasalak Hypercorn. Faisal Mulic has come on, the Serbian, the 30-year-old who has joined the club very recently from Elimay Semay in Kazakhstan. Very short spell there. Mulic will change the dynamic of the attack. This is very much a sense of a new tactical approach from Osmalos. Mulic has been in good form recently domestically. 3 goals in his last 2 games. So we'll likely see him operate very centrally, and different sort of role for Bisoli, perhaps. Supachai, 5 additional minutes in progress. Shepherded coolly behind by Jong Tae-uk. Really experienced player. Came on as a substitute in the first match. He has played in the Republic of Korea before that spell in Kazakhstan. 3 years for Songnam and the Blue Wings. Really the best spell of his career. Good attack of the partial clearance by Bauer from FC Seoul. Buriram United keep the ball. Robert Julia. His brother Petr making a run. Instead it's with Supachai, who's got a lot of red shirts around him. They've won that back extremely effectively. Goal scorer Choi Jun. Hwang. Calm and patient from FC Seoul, really focusing on not risking concession in these last few moments of the opening half. Well forward is Park Soo-il. His ball was almost right to Lingard. Corner kick. Jesse Lingard, the captain of FC Seoul, to play the corner kick short. And the ball is going to test, it's gone right in. Park Song-hoon rather got into the visual field of Neil Etheridge, allowing that ball to go all the way through from Jong Sung-won. And it's 2-0 to FC Seoul right at the close of this first half. That could be a huge goal. Just keep an eye on number 40, Park Song-hoon. He's the irritant for Etheridge, who was expecting a touch. There was none. Very difficult one for the goalkeeper. This is the angle that really indicates it. He's almost waiting for Park Song-hoon to do something. And instead, it just flies in all the way from Jong Sung-won. That is a first ever continental goal for Jong Sung-won. And it is a really devastating moment for Buriram United in the context of this match, because they'll go in at the break having been really level with FC Seoul for almost all of the first half. 2 late goals and also a couple of injuries. And that is pretty much the last activity of the first half. Buriram United will be wondering what on earth has just happened to them over the last 10 minutes. A very even first half, and suddenly FC Seoul are in complete control of this match. Choi Jun getting the opening goal in the 38th minute, slotting home Lucas's cross with extreme precision. and then no touch for the next ball. It came from Jong Sung-won, and it beat Neil Etheridge. At half-time, FC Seoul 2, Buriram United 0.
World's best airline for a record 9th time, flying high as the champions of the sky. And this year, the best airline in the universe, world's best business class lounge. And yes, still a Skytrax 5-star airline. That's a lot of best, but none of it happens to become the best passenger. Thank you for flying with us. And for voting, Eagle Burger has a good.
explain what we will happen. It's gonna happen.
Welcome back to the setting of the Seoul World Cup Stadium and the AFC Champions League Elite. Changes coming at half-time for FC Seoul. They remove Chon Sung-hoon and scorer of the second goal, Jong Sung-on. They bring on Moon Song-min, who wears number 27, from the city of Seoul. And from Osijek in Croatia, Marko Duganjic. Both changes in the attacking portion of the team made by Kim Gi-dong. What a tough half-time intermission that must have been for Buriram United. Very competitive, very poised in defence for the most part, and then a very good finish from Choi Jun, followed by a tricky ball in from Jong Sung-won. All of that meaning that the Thai champions have an awful lot to do all of a sudden in the second half. We are underway in the second half of this meeting between FC Seoul of the Republic of Korea and Buriram United of Thailand. 2-0 in favour of the home team at the break. 38th-minute goal from Choi Jun. And then 3 minutes into additional time, Jong Sung-won beating Neil Etheridge. Confirmation of the arrival of Marko Duganjic wearing number 45 and Moon Son-min wearing number 27 for FC Seoul. We've lost goalscorer Jong Sung-won and Chon Sung-hoon. Moon Son-min joined FC Seoul this season after leaving Jeonbuk Hyundai Motors after a 6-year spell. Started his professional career actually in Sweden, scouted by Graham Potter, who's rather unfortunately been in the headlines of late. Also played for Incheon United, very close to the city of his birth. Touch on by Patinama, the ball is not away. And it is away now, courtesy of Kenny Dougal. Number 27, Moon Son-min, playing in his 27th AFC Continental match. Oh, that's tricky. That's very tricky for Etheridge. There seemed to be a slight sense of missing clarity as to who was going to go for that ball. Curtis Good did get a touch. To Julia. Look back at this rather awkward moment. Just enough of a connection from Curtis Good, not allowing Lee Sung-mo the chance to steal that ball away from the approaching Neil Etheridge. We haven't really had the chance yet to see what Faisal Mulic's introduction will do for the Buriram United attack. Long from Curtis Good. Required a decision to clear from Jong Tae-yuk, who had a glance at Choi Chul-won in goal. But had to take action himself. Lingard. Seoul does well. Tried to find Mulic. Again, possession rather haphazardly given back to Buriram United, not for the first time in the match by FC Seoul, but there's never really been any threat following it. Bauer, a long way away from finding a teammate. Now the substitute, Moon Son-min. Dugandzic wants it, nearly got it, so did Lingard. Dugandzic, number 45, joined the club at the start of the season after leaving Altay in the second tier of Saudi Arabian football. They were in the top flight for his first season. Bisoli. Or rather, peters out again. Park Sung-hoon, who was an instrumental part of the goal scored by Jong Sung-won. Though he did nothing, he did a great deal. Cut across Neil Etheridge, looked as though he was going to make contact. Didn't, but in doing so, probably helped that space open up at the far post. A flick by Lucas finds Lingard. Lucas trying to provide a supporting run. Lingard will get it back. Good chance for Jesse Lingard to cross, and Etheridge that time has an easy job to claim. Quickly distributes to Peter Julia. Park Soo-il, 10 appearances in K-League 1 since returning from his military service for FC Seoul. There's a slight sense of trepidation from the home fans as Faisal Mulic was trying to chase the ball down. Lingard, quickly played by Lingard. That's a superb ball, and a heavy touch follows from Moon Son-min. Was a very fine chance to make it 3. Lingard, quick decision, a good ball, just not the right contact from Moon. He has scored 6 goals for his new club, all of them in the league. And he scored 11 times in AFC continental competition, all of them for Jeonbuk Hyundai Motors, including 3 in the last AFC Champions League Elite campaign. So he knows his way around these sorts of matches to substitute Moon Son-min. Filip Stojkovic's throw. Mulic couldn't control. Neither could Dougal, and he's rather wrestling with Lucas, and Lucas is astonished that he hasn't won that decision. He won't protest it too vehemently, having been shown a yellow card in the first half. It was a good idea, that little pass with the outside of the foot by Robert Julia, but covered well by Moon. It's been an effective substitution already, bringing on Moon Son-min. He's provided a little intensity down the right flank. Lingard, he's suddenly getting a lot more space as well. Lucas, overlap coming from the full-back, instead the ball played to Dugandzic. Lingard blocked by Good. Shot is coming from Choi Jun, but the flag has been raised anyway. Gosh, imagine if he'd thumped in his second after that beautifully poised finish for the first. Yeah, it was very clearly offside. So all after immaterial, but better construction of the attacks from FC Seoul, and that's worrying for Buriram United, considering they already trail by 2. We haven't really seen the sort of response one might have hoped for from the visitors in the second half. They did come back from a goal down against Johor Darul Tazim, but it may be that second one from Jong Sung-won has rather winded and wounded them. Misplaced by Curtis Good, controlled by Moon Son-min, who's seeing a lot of possession. Lee Sung-mo to Lucas. Again, the overlap comes from Park Soo-il. This time he uses him, having favoured Duganjic before. Foul on Lingard. It cannot be contested. Tricky one possibly coming up here for Neil Etheridge, especially in the context of what happened just before half-time. Jesse Lingard, who is very effective in these sorts of positions. Lingard's ball, that is very effective, and it was touched by Etheridge. That created more than a hint of confusion in the Buriram United defence. And actually, Jesse Lingard is probably right to wonder why nobody really went for that ball from his own team. Every single set piece looks problematic for Buriram United. Captain Lingard. Moon. Goal scorer Choi Jun to Lucas. Lucas and Wang slightly getting in each other's way, but it is all rather harmless because FC Seoul keep the ball. Moon Son-min on the other wing just for a moment. It's played really nicely by Choi. Lingard had that blocked by Shane Patinama. Another corner kick. This is really, and it's a strange thing to say considering FC Seoul are 2-0 up from the first half, but it's really the best spell that they've actually had in terms of the way they're using the ball, the way they're constructing their attacks, and the sort of attacking possession they're getting. It would be a surprise if they don't get another. Oh, they may do right here. Etheridge well positioned. That came at him quickly. Wang Do-yun, the player who got contact, some form of contact, not hugely convincing contact, but they could easily have beaten Etheridge. They're winning the ball back well. That's lovely play from Lucas. Every attack is dangerous looking from FC Seoul. Lee Sung-mo to Park Soo-il. Park Soo-il's cross. Surely a shooting chance is coming on. They just got the pass to Lingard wrong. Mulic played it to Petr-Julia, then went down to ground, and there's no chance for Buriram United to quickly counter. They'll have to patiently build from the back. Another steal of possession. Stojkovic doing really well. But he too has the ball robbed from him. Lucas trying to exploit the space. Stojkovic was close to bringing him down. Lucas brings himself down. Suddenly the game opens up a little. Petr-Julia. Support coming from Patinama. He was making the run down the left wing, was hoping that was going to be played for him on the overlap. Oh, that might have been a high boot there from Petr-Julia. I don't think he was at all aware of the encroaching player. Well, he thinks he had fairly gone for the ball. Let's have another look. It's a really unpleasant one, that. Choi Jun gets certainly some contact. One does sympathise with the view of the Buriram United players that ultimately it was a fair attempt to win the ball, and it was actually the activity of Choi Jun backtracking that led to the foul, but it certainly was a foul. And it's a yellow card as well to Petr-Julia. Fortunately, Choi Jun seems to be okay. More centrally this time, the free kick from Jesse Lingard, still dangerous. Park Sung-hoon, over the bar it goes. A little debate with Robert Bauer afterwards. The argument as to who made the last contact, and the decision is that it came off Bauer last, so a corner kick. Once again, Jesse Lingard in swinging. Etheridge with a really important contact. Did he actually not touch it? Looked at first as though he'd swept that one behind. Oh, well, it seemed as though he did possibly touch that. Lingard quickly plays it on. He's making characteristically intelligent decisions. Buriram United are defending well, but they're under a lot of pressure. I think actually the decision taken earlier, that ball touched by Etheridge, was that he was fouled anyway, so immaterial that he touched it last. Park Seo-il. Lee Sung-mo. He's been getting really forward in this second half from left back, number 63, Park Seo-il. Here again is Lee Sung-mo. Joined the club a couple of years ago from the Pohang Steelers. That was his first club. He came to the Pohang Jecheol High School. Robert Julia joins his brother in being shown a yellow card as we get another FC Seoul change, their third, as Ryu Jae-moon is coming on. The player leaving the pitch is Lee Sung-mo. So, a midfield change. Ryu Jae-moon, the 31-year-old, very much a defensively minded player. He has played 15 times in the league this season. Returned to the squad after missing a series of games in late July and the middle of August. 45th appearance for the club that he is making today, and he will provide, number 29 Ryu Jae-moon, a little stability and a little support for the defence as Buriram United probably try to chase this game. Not that they've had a great deal of success in chasing this game. Mulic, and he was offside. Park Seo-il. Lucas. Wang Do-yeon. Good opportunity. Dugandzic had plenty of space, but Choi Jun was not able to find him. Park's ball and touched by Etheridge. They might put this in. Lingard tried to swing at it. Now the substitute, number 29, Ryu Jae-moon, played it right into the path of Lucas, who finishes. Buriram United just could not get that ball away. 3-0. And Lucas, who set up the opening goal, scores the third. So many players threatening to put that ball in, and eventually it's the Brazilian Lucas who gets his first ever continental goal. Etheridge's touch left him rather exposed, played by Moon, and that was great decision-making from Ryu Jae-moon. Gets this ball, isn't tempted as he gets into a decent position to swing at it, spots Lucas. Wonderful judgment and a very secure finish from the Brazilian. Substitutes much amused by his terpsichore. He can finish well. I'll leave it up to you as to how his dancing is. 58th minute goal from Lucas to surely now grant FC Seoul their first win of this campaign in the AFC Champions League Elite. And it is really fair reward for what has been a spell of complete control of the match in the second half. Patinama to Robert Julia. Patinama pulling back to Guilherme Bissoli. Good bit of defending, really good bit of defending. A slightly painful bit of defending by the looks of things. Thumped clear by the head of Park Song-hoon. That could really have troubled Choi Chul-won, who has frankly barely touched the ball in this match. Robert Julia, oh, that's another one, this time into the head of Hwang Do-yeon. We are at last seeing a little more intensity from Buriram United, but one imagines it is far too late. Chasing it down, Park Soo-il, who's had a really good second half. That was so well won back. It was Hwang Do-yeon who set it up for Moon. Just went into Curtis Good. But the determination of Hwang Do-yeon, the 22-year-old who spent his whole career at the club, to get that ball won back when the team is leading 3-0 is a very good sign. Lucas on to Park again. Slight sense of overcomplication on that occasion from the 29-year-old. FC Seoul, his fourth permanent club. As is the case when discussing the careers of players from the Republic of Korea, one tends to not include as permanent clubs their 18-month stints that they have with the military. And his, as I mentioned earlier, ending quite recently. Dugandzic. Dugandzic tempted to shoot, and Etheridge blocks it nicely. No reason not to try from there, considering the context of the match, how comfortable the lead is. He scored against Matchday Zelvia, Marko Dugandzic, in the opening fixture. Mulic making the run. The ball well overhit. It's a rare sight, isn't it? In this match, Choi Chul-won holding the ball, touching the ball in any fashion. The 31-year-old who's only played 6 times in the league this season. Kang Hyun-moo, who's on the bench today, the first choice goalkeeper in the league, but they're very fortunate to have in Choi Chul-won an extremely experienced goalkeeper. Very competitive backup. and he did play in the game with Matchday Selvia. Now quite a few changes are coming. Kim Jin-soo coming on for Park Seo-il. Also going to see Juan Ibiza, Supachai, one of the players coming off. We're also going to have Ilhan Fandi coming on. So we've got Ilhan Fandi and Juan Ibiza on for Buriram United. Ilhan Fandi wearing number 17, the Singaporean international. And well done to Park Seo-il, who's just come off on a great performance. Moon. Still Moon, and he maybe just delayed a fraction trying to play that back. Juan Ibiza, the covering defender. He couldn't get the ball away fully in the first instance, the Spaniard, but he did make up for it. There is the other substitute who's just come on, Kim Jin-soo. Left back who joined the club this season. He's played 30 times and scored twice in the league. Nice idea to play that through to Lingard. Now, is this going to be an opportunity for Ilhan Fandi? Immediate impact almost made by the 22-year-old, who is rather convinced that Choi touched this ball. Lovely flick on from Mulic. Hard to be sure from that angle. Certainly that looks pretty clear that he didn't touch it. But that, the best move for some time. Stojkovic, by the way, the other player who has come off for Buriram United, having come on as a substitute. Lucas now doing the job that Park was doing is Kim Jin-soo. Moon Son-min, who's had a really good contribution to this match, and it had to be touched behind by Bauer. More consternation in the Thai team defence. Really, there was nobody actually properly attacking it. Lucas frustrated that he didn't do more. Kim Jin-soo. Hwang Do-yeon, it's now back out to Jesse Lingard, cleared by Mulic. It will probably come back in from Choi Jun. Instead he plays it to Moon. He does like to get crosses in himself, Choi Jun. Nice idea. And as Hwang Do-yeon goes to ground, rather hopeful appeals for a penalty kick are completely ignored by Abdul Rahman Al Jassim. He hasn't had too many complicated decisions to make after that video review, where initially a penalty kick was given for a handball by Park Seo-il, but the replay made very clear that it certainly wasn't. Not an easy one for a referee to judge, that's why the technology is there. cruelly. In many ways, that little phase of play sums up what the day's been like for Osmalos's team. And this is an extremely good side. They don't get beaten heavily like this very often. They don't get beaten very often, full stop. FC Seoul have been extremely creative in the second half. And they were ruthless with the few chances they had in the first. Flicked back by Bauer. Goes forward to Mulic. Wants a chance to get away. The pace of Ilhan Fandi has been very useful. Ilhan Fandi will shoot, and that's easily gathered by Choi Chul-won. He certainly changed the dynamic. He's linked up with Mulic on a couple of occasions. Mulic wanted that to be played to him. He was in quite a lot of space. It didn't seem as though Ilhan Fandi wanted to do anything other than shoot. He's been on loan from BG Patum United since June, Ilhan Fandi. He joins Neil Etheridge in the Buriram United team as somebody who has spent a considerable amount of time in the United Kingdom. He studied in York. Peter Julia has it back and was required to shoot by the attentions of the backtracking FC Seoul players. And actually that was a difficult effort. Now, how on target was it? Wasn't actually going to go in, but Choi Chul-won obviously had to take action, and he turned out to make a save that's given Buriram United a corner kick. And that should be punched clear, and it is by Choi Chul-won. Into the last 10 or so minutes, depending on how much time is added on. We had 5 minutes in the first half. Lucas. They may well get another. Moon, this is great football, really good football from FC Seoul. Marko Dugancic looks like he got rather hurt in that physical attempt to beat Neil Etheridge. Mulic at the other end. Another nice piece of construction, that from FC Seoul. Mulic will surely want to hit it. He's been waiting for a chance. And it was easily stopped by a well-positioned Choi Chul-won, who's been busier over the last few minutes than at any other point in the match. Lingard. Another clever ball out to Kim Jin-soo. His judgment is such an important part of the team, and he's overlapped here to potentially provide the decisive ball in the attack that he started. Jesse Lingard has said he found the heat and the tempo of the game in the Republic of Korea really difficult when he first arrived, but he thinks his fitness has improved hugely and he loves it. Kim Ji-won is going to replace the hard-working Park Song-hoon. And this was a good piece of goalkeeping from Neil Etheridge. Shortly after that, the chance for Faisal Mulic. A simpler task for Choi. What a special moment for Kim Ji-won coming on. We'll come back to that in just a moment as Kim Jin-soo delivers. Kim Ji-won wearing number 36 for FC Seoul, making his first appearance for the first team. It's been coming. He's been on the bench a few times, including in the last league game. But that gentleman, Kim Gi-dong, deciding that the time is right to give a special opportunity to a determined young player. He's definitely given Buriram United something more potent in attack, Ilhan Fandi. Fandi scored for the Singaporean national team recently in their draw with Myanmar. There was certainly a handball there. One Ibiza. It's with Robert Julia. Out to Robert Bauer in an unusual position. Has played quite a lot at full-back over the course of his career, and also in the defensive midfield role, Robert Bauer. Good. Back to Etheridge, who's not had the easiest of days. FC Seoul have made it very tricky for Buriram United, and they've been quite considerably the stronger team. Bisoli calling for the ball. Bauer will try to keep the attack alive. And cleverly done by Marko Duganjic, held the ball up and encouraged the foul. Into the final few minutes of this contest. A contest really that felt like it had ended meaningfully with that goal right before half-time scored by Jong Seung-won. Maybe, just maybe, if it had been only 1-0 at the break, we'd be talking about a very different second half, but it seemed rather as a goal to take a bit of the heart out of Buriram United. It can happen sometimes, can't it? You feel like you're watching your team play a pretty even and pretty tight first half, and then suddenly two quick goals happen. It's the second that really does the psychological damage, especially as there was almost no chance for them to do anything before the half-time interval. Bauer did well to win it. To Julia. The creativity of the Julias has been well contained for this match, but Choi Chul-won was still required to make a stop, not for the first time from Peder Julia. Tipped it behind. This is a very difficult sort of ball because, again, it's one that isn't going on target, but it would have been easy for the goalkeeper to actually stop it and just place it right back into the 6-yard area for a rebound. So he had to take some kind of action to be sure. Robert Julia will take the corner kick. Can Buriram United get a goal right before the end of the contest? Back in from the captain Dougal, and that will go comfortably wide. That sort of day. He has been promising though, Ilhan Fandi. Hwang Do-yeon, as we are about to arrive at additional time. Duganjic picking up the ball that was left for him by Moon Son-min. Lucas calling for it to be played out to him. It is, but a little too late. 3 additional minutes to be played. Some space for Bisoli. To Mulic, back to Bisoli. It was wanted by Ilhan Fandi, instead it comes to Bauer, and it's blasted by Guilherme Bisoli. For FC Seoul, they will be on 4 points after their first 2 matches. And they will next travel to Shanghai Shenhua for what's going to be a tough game. And a difficult journey coming up for Buriram United as they go to Melbourne City. And that will be on the 21st of October. FC Seoul's match the next day. All of that to come in match day 3 of the 2025-2026 AFC Champions League Elite League stage. Peter Julia driving it forwards. He'll keep his run going. Created a little space, just pulled Hwang Do-yeon away. Robert Julia. Mulic could not get that ball into a shooting position. Needed a second or 2 longer. Juan Ibiza with a rather unlikely prospect, pumping it from there. That a worrying moment at Lucas down. Right at the close of the game, the Brazilian Lucas obviously really in some pain. All of the substitutions have been made by FC Seoul. Just a matter of seconds left, so it shouldn't be too problematic. One hopes that he's okay. FC Seoul took control of this game in the 38th minute, and they did not let that control slip for a moment. A great finish from Choi Jun after Lucas's excellent cross. A goal in stoppage time at the end of the first half from Jong Seung-won. And then, as they started to play even more creatively in the second half, a wonderful finish from close range by Lucas, making it a comfortable win. FC Seoul 3, Buriram United 0.